Hello YouTube. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. It's Califax here and I'm back with another banger. So in today's video I'm gonna do a breakdown on a trade that I caught during my one-on-one session with a student, right? And this actually is going to be different than the usual executions that I have, because a lot of the times I take a lot of scalping trades, but this one actually, we ended up catching this swing trade because he doesn't have much time to be on the charts. So it's a system that is very suitable for those who don't have time to be on the charts due to 9 to 5. So we ended up actually looking at this setup together a day before, and then we ended up catching the next day. So we waited patiently for this trade. So I'm gonna actually teach you guys on this video very powerful scalping strategy, because I know a lot of people do have a 9 to 5 or don't have much time to be on the chart. So being able to have a good swing trading plan that can also offer a huge risk to reward ratio that can be worth your time, right? I think it's something that a lot of people want, and I think it's good, right? So in this video, I'm gonna make sure I actually give you guys the gem on this one. It was a beautiful trade. Right now it's running at 1 to 18 risk to reward ratio, but the potential is huge, right? Because we're actually following the higher time frame intention. So before I really get into the trade itself, let's do a quick walkthrough. We're gonna start from the higher time frame, right? So let's go, for example, to the monthly time frame. Well, let's understand the overall count, especially because this was a swing trade. We actually based on the higher time frame, and we went all the way to medium time frame, right? This was no lower time frame such as 1 minute M3. No, it was only up all the way to M10, M15, right? That's the medium time frame for execution. So if we look at what's going on the monthly time frame on USD-CHF franc, we can clearly see that we had this structure low, then this high, and then this structure low. So that means we had a break of structure to the downside. Then we had price coming back to mitigate some sort of point of interest here, or the block. And then we had another break of structure to the downside. So anyone can see that the overall structure on the monthly is bearish, right? So after price broke structure to the downside, ended up pulling back towards this zone right here. This is a wall zone. Some people may say, okay, but I'm seeing a POI here. That's absolutely correct, right? But sometimes we have to include the wall zone right here. That's basically where price came, because sometimes there can be a less buy before the wall sell right here, right? So that's why price actually ended up tapping into this wall zone, and then we see in this reaction right here to the downside. So this is on the monthly time frame, right? So we can clearly see that on the monthly the overall structure is bearish. Then we drop down to the weekly time frame. We want to understand what's going on the weekly, right? So looking at the weekly time frame, let me use the 2 weeks time frame so we can filter the complexities here. Perfect. So if we look at what's going on right here on the weekly, is we can see we had a break of structure, then a mitigation, then a second break of structure, and then price came back all the way into this point of interest below, right? I mean above. Then we saw this pullback, price taps and then drops all the way down. So for those people, for example, who would love to have that position trading plan, I mean, let's say you took a trade right here, right? You chose this order block. That would have been a very good trade. But this actually was tagged in 2022, and I mean it's still be running. So that's years, right? That you have a sell position right here. But on this one, we had a break, mitigation, second break of structure, price mitigated, and then it created the third break of structure. So this is the swing break that we have right here. So that's a third break of structure right here. So this is just on the weekly time frame, just looking at the weekly. Now I'm gonna take you guys to the daily time frame, right? So we know that the monthly is bearish, the daily is the monthly is bearish, the weekly is bearish. So now we're at the daily time frame. So looking at the daily time frame, we can see exactly the same scenario. We have a break, then mitigation, then a second break of structure, and then price comes back into this daily extreme supply zone, and now we're seeing the reaction. So our expectation is to see price coming all the way down to take out the daily previous low. That's the overall intention. Now price comes to my daily. You guys already know, once price comes to the daily time frame, I'm looking for 4-hour structure shift, right? There is no need to drop down immediately to lower time frame trying to catch the tops and bottoms, because the daily usually the daily order blocks tend to have a huge range. So to drop down to lower time frames such as 1 minute, I mean, you're going to be wrong a lot of times before you write. So it's much better to let the market show the cards. Wait for, once price comes to a daily supply zone, wait for 4-hour change of character. At least a 4-hour change of character, that's all you need. So we drop down to 4-hour once price comes to the daily. So on the 4-hour, we can clearly see price gave exactly what we was waiting for. Price comes into that supply zone, and then boom, a break of structure to the downside. So we had 2 points of interest here. We had this one above that had some sort of imbalances as well. So we consider this one, and we consider the decisional, right? Because this actually was that pulled back before the full sell that went on to take this 4-hour previous low. So we have a 4-hour change of character, which means that this is the first sign of bearish intention on the 4-hour, right? So that means price respected the daily supply zone and gave us the 4-hour change of character, exactly what we need. So once price, so as an intraday, you guys already know 4-hour, that's going to be our high time frame. Medium time frame is going to be M15 or M30, right? So once price comes to my 4-hour supply zone, I want to see that M30 confirmation, right? So we can I drop down to M30 time frame. So we have right here the M30 time frame. So if you look at the M30 time frame, what's going on is I wanted to see the overall structure shift, right? So price actually tapped here. So we see this high, then this low, then this was a high reluctancy, so change of character. There could have been an entry right here, but I didn't see a very clean order block for me to take a trade. So I wanted to see another break of structure. So price broke structure, then it came back, and then we have another break of structure. So basically I ended up outlining this one right here as my break, mitigation, then a second break of structure, and this was the zone right here, right? So this, I mean, this was a very, very clear zone. You guys can see right here at the right, that's when I sent to my one-on-one session with a student right here. You guys can see I sent it beforehand that I was looking for this zone, and we was going to wait for the final confirmation, which was on M10 time frame, right? It can be M10, M15, it's all the same thing. I ended up using the M10 because the M10 point of interest was very clear. So once price comes to the M30, what happened is that the first position that I had, I actually had a limit order right here, this one. So this could have been a very nice 15 pip stop loss, and then our target would have been this previous low, right, for 123.887, right? That was the whole idea at first, right? So I had my first position there, but I ended up closing later because I ended up having this nice confirmation on M10. But actually the idea was for us to just set a limit here and forget it, right? So price comes to the 4-hour supply zone, right, which is this one. We want to see the M30 structure shift. So we have this huge break, mitigation, second break right here. Price comes back into this supply zone. So once price tapped the M30, that's when I drop down to M10, right? So we come to the M10 time frame. So if we look at what's going on the M10, is that the overall structure right here up to this point is still bullish, right? So we have the structure high, we have this low, we have the high, and then we have the low. Price then made a high. So I said, okay, I want to see a change of character, right? I just need a change of character right here because I'm seeing that price is respecting that M30. So I want to see price giving me an M10 time change of character right here. So real quick, let me just play price. Price started to push, so we can see this very nice confirmation. I mean, price just showing the bearish intention right there. So I said, okay, this is the break of structure right here, and this is our entry right here, right at 91,371, right? That was the entry right here. I had about 8 pip stop loss on this trade. So I mean, it was a very, very, very good one. So yeah, that was the entry right there. So let me quickly go back to M15. That was a very nice entry. So the first target that I had, it was this previous low right here. So I think this was about 1 to 6 risk 6.5 risk to reward ratio. So if I just play price, after we had that nice change of character, the price ended up coming back. It takes it into the trade. So I said, okay, I'm managing my trade to break even once price breaks this M15 previous low, right? So I waited. Price started to play around a little bit into the zone, and then we can see price eventually started to come down. I mean, it just completely knocked the TP right there. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Nice 1 to 6.5. And then if we come back, for example, to 1 hour time frame, we want to see price actually coming eventually to take out this 4 hour previous low right here for 1 to 18.6. So we can see the price, I mean, it's just kept coming all the way down. We can see the news started to push price. So as of now, price actually is, I think so far it has peaked at 1 to 16.7. But the whole idea is to see price coming to take the 4 hour previous low, right? So you guys right here at the right can see my execution, right? My MT5 execution of this trade. So to see that we actually walk all this talk. And also you can see my student execution right here, that it took exactly the same trade, the same entry. I mean, it was a beautiful one that we caught together during our one-on-one live sessions. So if I come back, for example, to 4 hour, the next target is to see price taking out this 4 hour previous low, and then let's come to the daily time frame. We want to see price eventually coming all the way down to take out this daily previous low. Then we can go up to weekly time frame, right? And we want to see price, I mean, just coming all the way down, right, to this monthly right here. I mean, if we just let the whole swing play out, it can be like a 1 to 262, right? So I mean, as you guys can see, right, on this trade, we went from the monthly, we dropped down to the weekly, then we went to the daily, and then the 4 hour. So very important stuff right here is, let me just do a quick recap, is we can use the 2 days time frame. So that's the daily, right? So you have a daily better structure right here. Price comes to your daily supply zone. What do you need to do next? You drop down to 4 hour time frame. You want to see that 4 hour confirmation. It can be a change of character, right? So price comes to your daily supply zone. We have a 4 hour change of character. You mark the supply zones. Once price comes to that 4 hour supply zone, what do you need next? Medium time frame. Your medium time frame is going to be between M15, M20, M30, right? So once price came into this 4 hour supply zone, I dropped down to M30 time frame right here, right? So you guys can see, once I came to the M30 time frame, we can see the structure shift right here. We had a change of character, price then mitigated, then we have a second break of structure. This was the order block that I chose, and then price came back. Once price came back to that M30, I just went down to M10 time frame, right? There was no need for you to drop all the way to the M10. You can just set a limit at this M30 time frame. That's basically what was the whole idea that I had with on my one-on-one session with Sweat, because he actually has a 9 to 5, so he didn't have time to go to lower time frame, but he just managed to come and just look at this M10 beautiful trade. And you guys can see that we reduced the stop loss. No need for 1 pip stop loss right here, just 8 pips. You can see here catch a huge risk to reward ratio trade that can be worth your while. Okay, so guys, I mean, I just hope I made the point clear with this breakdown. I mean, it's a very nice swing, swing trading strategy, right? If we want to call it. It's very suitable for people that really don't have the time to be on the charts, because I know a lot of people are busy. Some people like their 9 to 5, but they just want another. So I mean, this swing strategy can be a very nice one. It's very consistent, right? And just keep it very simple, guys. a daily supply zone, price comes to your daily supply or demand zone, drop down to 4 hour, wait for that 4 hour change of character. Once you have the 4 hour, drop down to medium time frame, wait for that M15, M30 structure shift, set a limit and forget it, right? Walk away, right? So that's basically the idea that I had on my one-on-one session with a student. So guys, I hope I made the point clear. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button, show some love in the comment. If you're new to the channel, let's subscribe, guys. And if you're willing to also be do the one-on-one sessions and join the mentorship, feel free. My contact is on the description box below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.